welcome back to my video blog this week. Thanks for joining me. And today I want to talk about focus, the doorway to flow. And that's what Daniel Goleman says in his book, Focus. And he's a very famous author. He wrote The Emotional Intelligence. So I highly recommend those books. If you like what I'm talking about, check his book, Focus by Daniel Goleman. But why do I want to talk about this topic today? Because, I'm learning here at work, hands-on, by helping my clients to find more balance, happiness, success in their life. I see their struggles with anxiety. And a lot of times their anxiety has nothing to do with a chemical imbalance, a genetic component. Their anxiety, most of the time, it's coming from an inability to focus at work, to focus on their health, to actually focus on themselves. So how can we improve our ability to focus? And that's what I want to share here with you. 3 strategies that work really well for myself. And I know there are also strategies used by the best, the top achievers, most successful people out there, because I'm constantly learning about what are those high performers, high achievers are doing, and learn from them. And I apply those things to my life, and I know it works. And that's how I can share this coaching, tips with you and my clients and help them to succeed in life. So first, let's define focus here. Focus is simply concentrated effort or concentrated energy in one project. So right now, if you are multitasking, stop. Multitasking is being proved by research that doesn't work. The way your brain works into making things into chunks. Let's, for example, if you want to memorize a long number, phone number, you memorize the number in chunks. And that's how our brain functions. So the same thing with life or work projects. You have to break everything in chunks and concentrate your energy into one chunk at the time. Okay, so that's number one thing that I didn't even put in the bar, but that's like a common sense. So stop multitasking. But the number one strategy for me here that really helps me to focus and is going to help you, it's inhibiting distractions. You don't improve your focus by fighting all the distractions around you. Your focus is not going to be very successful if you're constantly trying to handle emails, answer your phone, answer the door because people are knocking your office. Your focus is not going to improve by dealing with distractions. It works the opposite way. You must inhibit all the distractions first and create an environment that by default is going to boost your ability to focus. For instance, turn off your email notifications on your computer. Turn off your cell phone ring. Put a sign in your door if you're in your office that you're busy and tell people to come back in 2 hours. Just stop all the distractions and don't check your Facebook either. So just by doing that, instantly you kind of rewiring your brain to work in one single activity. So inhibit all those distractions. Number 2, fuel your brain to perform. So when you just sitting in your chair, creating a new material for either your business, your book, your blog, whatever you're dealing with, or simply thinking about creating a resolution for a conflict at work, whatever requires your brain to create is going to take a lot of fuel. Your brain needs glucose, which feeds all our muscles. Your brain needs that too. So just because you sit in a chair doesn't mean you're not burning a lot of calories. You're burning a lot of energy by using your cognitive system. So you need to be fueled. And I'm not talking about cookies and 3 cups of coffee, because if you do that before a project, you're actually going to overstimulate your brain or do something that we call over arousal. Think about all your neurons moving so fast that you actually cannot concentrate, and that's called like being too wired, or sometimes tired and wired. You're not going to be able to put your best work at that time. You don't want to be under aroused either, meaning your blood sugar is low, or you're feeling exhausted because you didn't sleep. Those things are going to keep you in a state of under stimulation or under arousal. That's not good either. So you need to find a sweet spot. So you need to be fed, fueled with the right nutrition. And number 3, this is a given. You probably know already. Exercise or movement. Sometimes it will be best for you to go for a 20-30 minute jog outside, get some fresh air, because it's stimulating the motor control, the motor activation. It stimulates this part of your brain, which is your motor cortex. So by stimulating one part of your brain, you actually are stimulating the other parts of your brain as well, that will help you to have more creative insights, which is literally what we want. When we're in that state of flow, we're being creative. We're coming up with new ideas. We're resolving conflicts and situations. We just expand, and that's how you might be able to create more success in your life, by simply coming with more creative insights. In fact, if you read a lot about the culture in the workforce, the top leaders are looking for employees who have more creative insights, not necessarily the ones that have a Harvard degree or the ones that have the highest IQ or are the geniuses. They're looking for the ones with the most creative insights. And what takes us to have creative insights is a state of flow, being aware, being able to tap into your internal systems and have a response versus a reaction. So that's creative insight. And another thing I put here, sometimes instead of exercise or move, sometimes a type of movement will be a meditation. I call meditation movement as well, by simply sitting in a yoga block or in a pillow and doing some really deep belly breaths. That is movement. That is what I use a lot of times to create my video blogs, or to sit with a client when I have to, dissolve a lot of complicated, complex lives into simple strategies to my client. I go into meditation, because that will help me to tap into my right brain, which will help me to be more creative and be in a more sense of ease. Because remember, we want to be as relaxed as possible, to be in that state of flow, or that state that we can handle stress better. Because at the end of the day, what I'm teaching, it's all about how we can decrease the physiological load of stress in our bodies, so we can handle more, so we can actually embrace stress and be happier. So that's my message for today. Focus for success, happiness, and health. Inhibit your distractions, fuel your brain, and move your body, either through some exercise or through meditation. And I guarantee your ability to focus will improve. Your anxiety levels will go down, because you'll be able to perform much more during the day and feel successful at the end of your day. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you next week.